Here comes Hewy, gonna give you the news. Time to watch his animated movie reviews, where the hand-drawn CGI puppets will play. If you've got a good story, you'll be making his day. See you at the movies, cartoon movies. See you at the movies, hold on news. See you at the movies, like nobody's business. Hey, see you at the movies, animated movies that is.
Hey everyone, I'm Hewy 2 and more. Welcome to Hewy's Animated Movie Reviews, the show where I review animated films from old to recent, whether they be hand-drawn, stop motion, or computer-generated. And today, I have a special guest joining me, one that you've already met before. So please help me in welcoming back fellow reviewer and editor, South Jersey Sam.
Hello folks, I'm South Jersey Sam, and it's great to be here with Hewy once again with another review.
You're probably wondering why I'm not in the same dimension with Sam in this review. Well, I think it's best if he would explain it.
Well, in some circumstances, it would be easy to have Hewy here with me. However, there have been some issues. Since teleportation can take a lot of time to work with, and since I have my own reviews to work on, it would be a while to get Hewy from here to this dimension. But the main reason why Hewy isn't here today is because of one major flaw that caused the teleportation device to go haywire. The Scout was on a sugar rush with his energy drink and spilled it all over the control panel. Learn to control how much you drink, you nut job.
Yeah, let's wait a while before trying that again. Anyway, let's get back to the review. But first, let's discuss Dreamworks Animation's hit from 2008, Kung Fu Panda.
Ah yes, one of my favorite films from Dreamworks. And unlike some of their recent CGI films, this one doesn't rely too much on pop cultural references and manages to keep within the boundaries of the film.
The story is your traditional underdog story. Set in ancient China, Po, a panda who works at a noodle shop, dreams of the day to meet his idols, the kung fu warriors known as the Furious Five: Mantis, Viper, Monkey, Crane, and Tigress. On the day that one of them is to be chosen to be the prophesied Dragon Warrior, Po accidentally falls between them and is chosen to be the legendary warrior instead.
Because he doesn't want Po to become a nuisance to everyone, Master Shifu decides to train him in a way to leave the Jade Palace. However, Master Oogway believes that there is more to Po than what Shifu sees, and tells him that he must believe in him, and soon.
And with the coming of the evil snow leopard Tai Lung, Po must train as hard as he can in order to protect his home from the approaching threat.
What makes this film great, as I had mentioned before, is that it doesn't need to have pop cultural reference of any kind to make the film interesting. It keeps within the style of the film and the humor it has. It also has some great animation, which comes in handy for some kung fu fighting. Pwah! Ow, 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 ow.
The voice actors are great too. Jack Black, Dustin Hoffman, Angelina Jolie, Ian McShane, just to name a few, do an excellent job bringing their assigned characters to life.
What's also great about the film was how they made everything look presentable. The buildings, the location, the scenery, everything to keep within the setting of ancient China.
So, with all these aspects, the film deserves the highest rating of 5 gold stars.
Soon after the first film, 2 TV specials were released. The first one was Kung Fu Panda: Secrets of the Furious Five. It tells the story of Mantis, Viper, Crane, Tigress, and Monkey, and how they learned to be kung fu masters from their early years. And while the special wasn't as good as the first film, it still managed to have potential, especially since a majority of the special had 2D animation. In my opinion, it was decent.
Same here. Rating 5 stars.
Then, during the holiday season of 2010, the second TV special was released, Kung Fu Panda Holiday Special. Not much for a title, but just go with it.
It too deserves 5 stars.
So of course, like every great hit, a sequel is a must-have. And with Dreamworks, it's no exception.
And of course, it's the subject of our review today. Released on May 28th, 2011, the movie is Kung Fu Panda 2.
Now, because the film is still in theaters, we will not spoil anything important. So, on with the review. The saga of Po continues in this sequel that finds the newly anointed Dragon Warrior teaming with the Furious Five to safeguard the Valley of Peace. But when a new adversary launches a treacherous bid to seize control of China and obliterate the martial arts, Po must look back to his origins in order to unleash his true potential and defeat his most powerful opponent to date.
Like we stated earlier, we won't spoil important parts for you. So, how was this sequel? Was it better than the first movie? Well, in my opinion, hell yeah!
I definitely agree. At first, I was afraid it wouldn't be as great as the first film was, and would end up going the same route as, oh God, take it away! Take it away! But I was surprised when the sequel was just as good, maybe even better than the first film. It has great kung fu sequences, great voice acting, a grand scale of visuals, and a great storyline. Best animated film of 2011? Definitely.
So, with all that said, let's move on to trivia time. That's the segment of the show where we discuss what went on behind the scenes of the film.
Like the other Dreamworks animated films beginning production in 2009, Kung Fu Panda 2 was produced in stereoscopic 3D technology. The studio also plans to release the film in IMAX theaters worldwide. Jonathan Abel and Glenn Berger were screenwriters and co-producers for the first film, and while they returned for the sequel, Charlie Kaufman later helped to revise the screenplay.
For the film, the production crew had made similarities with the Chinese culture. After the release of the first film, Jeffrey Katzenberg, the CEO of Dreamworks, and other members took a trip to the city of Chengdu, which has been known as the Panda hometown. While studying the wildlife of pandas, they also studied the local culture. In fact, Katzenberg stated that Kung Fu Panda 2 incorporates many elements of Chengdu in the film. Plus, the landscape and architecture was inspired by the renowned Taoist mountain, Mount Qingcheng. Very impressive, don't you think?
Very. Of course, another reason this movie is so awesome and unique is because of its executive producer, none other than Hellboy director himself, Guillermo del Toro.
Wow, really? The same guy who did the Hellboy films and Pan's Labyrinth? That's pretty cool. Which would also explain some of the dark moments of the film.
And of course, one of the most important elements of the film, character development. I mean, almost everyone in this film is developed even further than they were in the previous movie. My favorite being Tigress. In the first film, she was the tough, no-nonsense tomboy character. But in this film, she actually has a sensitive side and will actually let you cry on her shoulder if you needed to.
Very true, but that element was also used rather well in the other two specials, especially the holiday special.
Of course. Now let's talk about the voice actors who brought each character in the film to life.
The main hero and Dragon Warrior, Po, is voiced by Jack Black, well known for various projects including Tenacious D, School of Rock, the 2005 King Kong remake, and the video game Brutal Legend. His voice work as Po is as wonderful as it is hilarious. To me, he seems to share the same traits as the character. He's excitable and is a big fan of what he loves. But where Jack Black is about rock and roll, Po is more about kung fu.
The Furious Five are as follows: Tigress, voiced by Angelina Jolie; Mantis, voiced by Seth Rogen; Viper, voiced by Lucy Liu; Crane, voiced by David Cross; and Monkey, voiced by Jackie Chan.
Master Shifu is voiced by Dustin Hoffman, well known for his roles in Kramer vs. Kramer, Marathon Man, Tootsie, Rain Man, and Hook. His role in the two films has changed as well. In the first film, he was somewhat bitter, especially when he had to train Po. But after giving more faith into him, he actually found what he was searching for the whole time: inner peace. As for his role in the sequel, he has been more pleasant, but still keeps within his ways of being the master of kung fu.
But of course, one of the best characters in the movie is the new villain, Lord Shen, a tyrannical peacock voiced by Gary Oldman. This guy was a way better villain than Tai Lung from the first film. I mean, he has his own kingdom, an enormous army, incredible knowledge of kung fu, as well as knives on his talons, and the ability to fly using his tail feathers as a glider. And furthermore, he invented the cannon!
Yes, he is a threatening character, and one of the best new villains. But I can't help but feel that his voice is almost the same style as another villain he voiced as, Ruber from Quest for Camelot. What a ham he was. Still, I thought he was better in this.
Yeah, the voice for that character seemed really silly. But when used a bit more threatening for Shen, it actually works.
Another character I want to talk about is Poe's adopted father, Mr. Ping, voiced by the delightful James Hong, best known for his roles in such other films as Big Trouble in Little China, Blade Runner, Mulan, and doing voiceover work for the American dub of the original Godzilla.
He was also used for the English dub of another film of kung fu and martial arts, Hero. I haven't seen it with the English dub, but you wouldn't need to with everything it has to offer. But I'm getting off topic.
Yeah, you are. Anyway, I liked Ping in the first film, and I liked him even more in the holiday special, but he was perfect in this film because he seemed more like a loving father rather than the hyperventilating noodle shop owner he was in the first film. Plus, one scene with him and Poe just made me want to cry because of how touching it was.
It was very touching. But there are a few more actors to talk about. And there was one that surprised me.
But since we're running out of time, we'll only mention two. First off, Master Crocodile, voiced by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Mr. I can't do an American accent for crap himself.
Psst, ain't that the truth. And our second actor?
Michelle Yeoh as the soothsayer to Lord Shen. She too has been in action films, such as the James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
And now for our final thoughts on the film.
Overall, Kung Fu Panda 2 is an incredibly awesome sequel. It has great animation, outstanding choreography, good humor, an epic story, and plenty of memorable characters.
Is there anything else to mention? Well, yes, actually. If you folks want to see this film in 3D, I highly recommend it. True, the price is pretty big, but it's worth it. And to be honest, this was my first 3D film I've seen in theaters.
So together, we give this film the highest rating of 5 gold stars.
Well, that's all for now. I'd like to thank South Jersey Sam for joining me for yet another review.
Not a problem, Hewy. I'm glad to have joined you for this review. Hope we can do another review soon.
Me too, dude. As for the rest of you, be sure to join me for my next review. See you at the movies. Anime movies, that is.
It's like they want me to suffer. Bloody doctors.
Ah, Count CGI. You seem to be feeling better.
Oh, yes. Like a puppy that was raped by a bulldozer.
Well, I just wanted to tell you that you have a phone call from someone.
Hello?
Hello there, little precious. You feeling any better?
Who the hell is this?
Just a certain acquaintance.
Mum?
Son, do I sound feminine to you?
Dad?
Now listen to me, smart mouth. I heard you were having trouble with this Hewy fella. I think I might be able to help you out.
How? He's proven to be stronger than me, and I still have the scars to... Ow! My ankle!
Maybe so, but there's one thing you haven't thought about. Sequels.
Sequels? Yes, of course, sequels. True, Kung Fu Panda was successful, critically and financially, but it wasn't the same with Shrek the Third. Oh yes, the misery. But wait, what's the next sequel?
You remember Cars?
Oh, that's perfect. Just perfect. oh, my ribs.
Everybody is